questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Well, obviously, that game got away from us in the first half. We've got to find a way to start faster. Those guys did a fantastic job. Akers is an amazing player, and Coach Willie, obviously, that was a good football team. They did a nice job as coaches, and we need to regroup and get back home to the Dome and see if we can find a way to get a W, which we haven't had in a long, long time.
Questions for Coach? Yes, Josh.
With the Wildcat that Akers was in, what makes that so hard to stop, and just kind of what do you see from that?
Akers is the type of back that can break, 2 or 3 tackles every time he touches the football. And when you get into a Wildcat formation, basically you have 10 blockers. And somebody's got to fight off the block. But normally in that situation, instead of him having to break tackles on 3 or 4 guys, he's only got to break tackles on 1 or 2 guys that have the type of runs that he has. When you got a first-round draft pick and you've got 10 guys blocking, that is a really, really good formation. I would be very surprised if they don't continue to use that throughout the year.
Was that something you guys had kind of seen on film coming in, or not really?
Not to that extent, and if I'm not mistaken, he threw the ball a couple of times from it as well, and no one anticipates that. And he's got a decent arm. Actually, the ball was spiraling and was coming out. So I would imagine that that's something they're going to continue to do down the road.
Steven?
We know Ryan Alexander left the team earlier this week. What can you kind of share about that? You said you were going to make adjustments to the lineup. Did his decision to leave precede that, or was it afterward?
It actually was. He made that. He decided to quit before all that happened, and he didn't come talk to me. I haven't spoken to him.
So how did you find out? He just didn't show up Tuesday?
O-line coach. He called his O-line coach and told him.
What does that do to a team that's already going through this? How did you see the guys maybe react to it early in the week?
We don't react to guys that quit.
Other questions? JP?
Coach, in the fourth quarter, you had those 2 rushing touchdowns. What were some of the adjustments that you made in the fourth quarter that allowed you to actually get more momentum going forward on offense?
Well, first of all, we wanted to run the football. And it's not that we didn't want to run before, but we were going to be headstrong about it. And I'm sure I looked out there a couple of times, and there were some 1s out there, but there were some 2s out there as well. So let's keep it real. But also I think after the first touchdown, they put the 1s back in, and I want to say that the one at the second touchdown was against the 1s. But it was just those. I think the guys finally had enough. They kind of reached the boiling point, and they really wanted to move the ball on the ground, and I thought they did a nice job. I'm fired up about that. To me, that was the best that we've ran the ball probably in the last 3 games against really, really good competition that didn't want us to do it. Those D linemen are real in there, so that's something to build off of.
Steven?
Why did you go with Bergeron, and what did you see from him today?
Well, he's a fighter, and he's a lot older than a normal freshman coming from Canada, so he's got a little bit more physical maturity than some of the other younger guys.
I know you fiddled with the idea of Carlos back inside and Service outside. Why not go with that?
Because Carlos has never played center before, and the nose tackle for Florida State is a 1st or 2nd round draft pick.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Darius?
Over here, Coach. You mentioned at the beginning of the year that you were willing to go into the season having an offense that needed to catch up to the defense and the special teams. I guess kind of where are you at with that now in terms of maybe the patience you have with the offense and the inability to kind of score some points?
Well, I have patience, but my patience only goes so far. I thought that the offensive line did a better job. I really do. I'm a little surprised at how the 7 sacks, I guess. I'm a little surprised at that. But I thought they did a better job, and I thought that there was some fighting going on. I mean, as far as trying to move guys out of the way and stuff like that. There was some growth in that group. Now, I don't like the number, and I don't like being last in the country in sacks, but as far as what I saw out on the field, based off of what I have been seeing, there was some growth. We can build on that.